Hello everybody, welcome in. Happy Thursday. Couldn't remember the day of the week. My name is Jessie Taryn. I'm an independent demonstrator for the company Stampin' Up. I'm located in sunny Las Vegas, and in my craft room we do all things paper craft. Come on in. I'm going to give it just a few minutes for my besties to find me. I found myself, so we're off to a good start. I have a beautiful card for us today. Let me get myself together here. Here's the card we're going to do. So pretty. See this designer paper here? We're actually going to make that. So we are using the Linked Together set. So here's the set. I'm going to be using the masks and the coordinating dies. So we're having some wind here today in Vegas, and it should be dying down now according to my weather app, but for a while it was crazy. I sounded like I was in The Wizard of Oz. It was like, woo, woo, and I have like a bush tree thing in my front yard, and it was whipping around like a crazy person. So I enjoyed watching that. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Karen. Welcome in. Hey, Mom. Hello, hello. Oh, you guys were just on it. I didn't see. Hi, Pam. Is Pam here? Yes, there's Pam. Hi. How's everybody doing? Are you excited about this weekend? I know I am. I got all our cards ready for our in-person. After the live, I'm going to run to Walmart and get my last minute shopping done. I'm on it. I am on it. Plus, I want to go to bingo with Mom tomorrow, so I had to be on it. Right, Mom? You got the daubers ready? All right. Okay. I'm going to stop being weird. I'm going to flip the camera down. We're going to get this shindig going because we're making designer series paper today. Okay, so here we go. If you get seasick, close your eyes. If anyone comes in, tell them, hey, for me. Here we go. All right, and flip. Let me see how we did here. I think it's pretty good. And it's not that weird zoomed out. It's actually like in now, which is good. All right. I don't know. The camera just does what it wants and we all go with it. Here we go. Okay. Linked Together is the set. Now we used this on Tuesday. And we're just using a couple sentiments from it. Then this is the die set. Today we're using the oval, the flowers, and the vines. But this is a great piece, just a big old diamond, or a basic shape. And then the oval is a great shape. And then this is really interesting. I haven't worked with that yet, but I will. I'm getting around to it. Now, if you were to bundle this set, you also get the masks with it. You can also purchase these separately, but they come with 5 different ones, and we're going to use about 3 of them today to create this look. So I haven't done a lot of this on the page before, but I like it. I had fun. We're going to use, now on your pictorial, I said to cut 3 pieces of 4 by 5 1/4 panels. So 1 for the inside, 1 for the outside matte, and then a third one for your designer series paper, which you're going to do and then cut down. But you might want to use a whole sheet like I'm going to do, just because it's easier. I know, wasted paper, but what are we going to do? Now, if you've never worked with masks before, I just want to show you really quickly. There's a notch at the top. That is so you can line up your mats or your stencils as you go through the different layers. So what I suggest doing, I'm going to take my first layer and I'm going to take a marker. If you're not going to trim it down, use a pencil, but I want you to be able to see it, and I'm going to be trimming my paper down, so it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to go into that notch and mark it. And then the bottom corner, oops, I'm going to mark that too. That's so as I flip through my mats or my stencils, I can go ahead and line it up. You could tape this down, but because I'm going to be going through the different layers, I don't want to tape it down. I'm just going to be moving it. Now my rule, I don't know if this is everybody's rule, but this is my rule, is that I start with light. We're doing 3 different stencils, so I chose a different color for each stencil, okay? So my first stencil is going to be the lightest in Petal Pink. My next one, I'm going for a medium shade, so Real Red. And then my last shade, the dots, I went with Cherry Cobbler. Now, depending on what color scheme you have, you're going to do your own thing, but I like to go lightest color to darkest. All right, so I'm going to ink up that Petal Pink in my blender brush. Now I realized when doing this, I'm not really blending, I'm more blotting and moving around, just trying to get the color where I want it. I'm kind of impatient. So I wasn't real careful about it, but it turned out okay. So I'm just kind of pushing it down, straight down, and just laying down some color. Just out of curiosity, does anyone have this set and have they played with the masks? And if you have, could you share your card? A picture of it. I'd love to see what you came up with. This one's really fun. Now in my pre-order, I have another set of masks coming, and it's flowers. So that's going to be really fun. I have to say, I haven't done much with stencils. I have some, but this was fun. And I definitely am looking forward to doing more of it. Woo, I moved it. That's usually a sign for me that I am done. Okay, so I pulled it off. And there's our first layer. You could put it back on there with your notches if you had an area you needed to hit more. Just line it up and keep going, but I'm pretty satisfied with that. So we're gonna move on. So now we're gonna go to the next mask. I'm gonna line it up with my notches. As, you know, best as possible. And then I'm going to go in with the Real Red, my medium color. Oh, and of course, it would not not be a Jessie project if I did not get my finger in the ink. Okay, I'm trying to do that. All right, here we go. Hold it kind of securely and just get that color down again. I moved it. Let's check it. That looks pretty good. I think I'm happy with it. I'm telling you, when I like shift the stencil, that's my cue to move on. Okay. Now my last one, we're going to go in with the darkest color, which is Cherry Cobbler. And we're going to put some dots. Again, line up with the notches as best as possible. Thank you, Sherry. You're my fact checker. Okay, here we go. And I just want to get those dots out. I'm about to have a huge cramp in my hand. I can feel it. Okay, here we go. All right, hopefully we're good. I like it. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty cool. Very geometric, right? Okay, so now we're going to bring in our paper trimmer. I have to think. Let me check it real quick. Okay, 3.5 by 4 3/4. So 3.5 by 4 3/4. Let me just slice it. I can't, I'm getting a cramp, guys. Oh, I went too far over. Okay, mine's going to be a little off. It'll be fine. There we go. Fine. And then trim the end. And done. So there you go. There's our custom DSP. Let me bring my card back in here and all my pieces. And now it's just a matter of assembling, stamping, all the fun. All right, so for my card base, I'm going to use some Cherry Cobbler. So I'm bringing those colors through. Give it a good crease down so your card lays flat. We just have a white mat, nothing special there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. My glue is like super juicy today. So I keep getting glue where I don't want it. We all know how much I enjoy that experience. Plus, I have ink on my fingers. Not today. Not today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to act like I meant to do that. And I'm putting another mat right over top of it. Nobody will ever know. Now it's clean. There's no ink on there. We're not going to talk about it. What happens in the craft room stays in the craft room. You know what I'm saying? That's a tip from your Vegas friend. Okay. Now I'm just going to mat this one down. Try to get an even border all the way around. Okay. Now, let's put our sentiment, "So happy for you," on the front. Now, for my vines, I went into my craft stash. Who remembers Evening Evergreen? This was an in color a couple years ago. I don't even know when, but I love this color so much, and I am almost out of the coordinating cardstock. I used a piece today because I just felt like this card needed it. It kind of hurt my heart to see that I'm almost out of that cardstock. I'm going to have to go to Pam's and like con her out of some, because I know you have some, Pam. You have everything. Let me pay attention. Maybe they'll bring it back. Sometimes they bring colors back, right? Like Pretty in Pink, which is one of our in colors. Apparently a long, long time ago that they had that color. So sometimes they recycle them. We'll hope for that. Okay, so now we have our sentiment. And I'll put that to the side for a minute. Now we're going to work with our flowers. I have everything pre-cut out because nobody wants to see that. I'm just going to take the long vines first and kind of spread them on. Just lay them where you want them. You know what I'm saying? I have to take my glasses off and see better. Okay. You see a little tiny bit of glue. Oh. Then you need to drop it all over your project. That's very important. Write that down. Okay, there we go. And there we go. Okay, now I have the shorter vines, and we're just going to do one of each of those on the top and bottom. Just kind of stick them in where you think they should live. Okay. Here we go. Pam, you don't think you have Evening Evergreen cardstock? Oh my goodness. What are we gonna do? It'll be fine. I'm sure we'll be fine. We have a lot of cardstock. It'll be fine. We'll just move on to a different color, right? Okay, so there we go. We have that down. Let me, if I can locate them. Yes. I'm going to pop up the sentiment in the middle. Oh, that's so sad. My son went to work and his cat is going through the house calling for him. Poor Amelia. She just does not understand that her dad has to earn a living. You know? Here we go. Okay. So we centered that. Now it's time for the flowers. So I cut a bunch. I like that you can cut like this shape, you get 4 individual ones. And then the bigger one, you can cut 2 out at a time. That is such a time saver for me, especially when I do like our card kits and classes and things and need to cut out a bajillion. I appreciate it. I'm going to go around and stick some down. Use this so I don't get, because there's a hole, and you know I'm going to put my finger in the glue. You can put bets on that one. I can't help it. I'm just a messy person. Okay. So let's do, I don't know. This card is having different vibes than the last card, so. I feel like every time you do one, you kind of got to play with the placement of the floral. Now, for gems, I went with the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock. I think they called them foil. What does it say? Petal Pink, Pretty Peacock, foiled gems, because those kind of went. But I think you could probably get away with, and I didn't think about it when I was doing my vines, you totally could have used Pretty Peacock for those vines with this color palette. Just saying. See, I'm already figuring ways around my dilemma. Right. Is Terry on here? I'm so excited. She let me borrow a Celebration stamp set, the one with the tree. And she was like, if you want to do a card with it or whatever. She just brought it over because she's sweet like that. And I made it part of our class. So everybody's going to get to try it on Saturday. So I wanted to tell her I am using her kindness. Hi, Brenda. Okay. Get down. Oh my goodness. Stay where I put you. So I kind of just took my fingers a little bit, not a lot. You don't want too much if you're mailing it, but just kind of bent the paper a little bit, basically, to give your flowers just a little bit of curl and dimension. I mean, you could use your bone folder and really go to town on it, but it would be poofy in your envelope. But a little bit goes a long way. Okay, I'm going to pull my finger back. You better stay. Okay. All right, guys. So that is the front of the card. Now let's just put our little gems on there. If you were to do this, what color palette do you think you would do? Blues, greens, what do you think about like maybe a rainbow kind of thing? I think that would be really pretty. I don't know. I picked this because I had some cherry cobbler DSP on my table at the time, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll use that. And then I kind of just was like looking at the stamp set, you know how you do, figuring out what you're doing, and I was like, oh, I don't really need DSP, I'm going to make my own. But I just went with the color palette because I was like, why not? It spoke to me, guys. I'm in my red era. What can I say? Here we go. Okay, done. Yay! That was super duper easy. So now we're just going to do the inside real quick. I don't know what I did with that extra piece of paper. Did I put it in there? No. Yeah, I spoke too soon. I am always losing stuff. Why? I'll be talking to my mom and I'll have something, and then I'm like, I don't know where I put it. It's just gone. I don't know. Oh, Lordy. I got it. It was with the scraps that I cut off. I did not see it. Okay, so for this, super simple. I'm going to show you what I did on the inside. So I took some of the extra vines and stuff and I glued them in there. So you could totally do that. Or you could make a piece of this and cut it just like DSP and carry that pattern on the inside of your card, which would be really pretty. For right now, because I've struggled enough with leaves and glue, I think I've had my fill for right now. I'm just going to stamp enjoy on the inside and call it a happy day. You know what I'm saying? But when you do this card, go for it. I also want to like just sit and put papers and then create a bunch of cards, almost like you're creating your own DSP, and then, you know, depending on what color choices and stuff you use, create cards around that. So that would be really fun. A while, like years ago, I don't even know how many years ago, they had this powder that you would put on your cardstock or watercolor paper, and then you would spritz it and it would make like watercolor tie-dye effects. And I used to do that all the time and then use it in cards and artwork or junk journal pieces, you know, whatever you need paper for. I just love doing that. I think it's so fun and creative. So anyway, I don't know where it's going with that. What do you think, guys? We did it. Wow, half an hour. I'm getting good at this. My camera was in focus. I was on time. Who is she? All right, I'm going to flip and do all the things and chit-chat for a minute. Here we go. All right, are we back? We'll see in a minute. Who knows? There we go. We're back. Okay, so that is my story for today. I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your week. Mom told me that I think tomorrow is Women's Heart Health Day. So make sure you're getting your annual checkups. Try to be heart healthy. Make good choices, you know, all that stuff. And to, you know, honor someone in your life. For heart health, the women in your life, wear something red tomorrow. So that's what I'm telling you. So that is that. And does anyone have any questions or anything for me? I really was not in the chat today. I apologize. I will go back and read it though. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. Blues and purples, yeah, love that. Purples. love, love, love. Maybe we'll do that. Not tomorrow, but maybe in March we'll play with masks because I'll have a couple, and then we can like do it in groups. That might be fun. So we'll, I don't know. I'm just spitballing. I'm thinking out loud. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Terry. I asked if you were on, but I did not know if you were on. Anything else? I don't know. Thank you, Mom. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to clean up. I got to go to Walmart. I have to feed my family. I don't know what to do. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I will talk to you in the comments, and I'll be on next week. Mwah.